Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh man, great question. I eat it all. To be honest with you, I love it all. But the most importantly, I like to be around family, um, and just everybody that I've been in contact with throughout my life. If I get a chance to spend a minute, or if I can't spend time with them, call them, tell them thank you. Be around family is important. Be around the players is important. So, yeah, the food is great. I love that part. You know, obviously you can tell I got some weight on me, but most important, just love be around family and friends.
Would you like to be working around Thanksgiving? And most people are kind of just relaxing after 2 days of work this week. Right?
Yeah, I'd rather be working than playing. I mean, to be honest with you, as a player, I used to play on Thanksgiving all the time when I played for the Lions. So, you know, I'd rather coach. I'd rather coach than be a player
Well,
on Thanksgiving Day. What do you say?
I mean, you're working either way, right?
No, it's different. It's a lot different. Coaching the game is, it's a lot different than playing the game. So.
You got Markel and I guess Deontay kind of playing their last home game here. I mean, what have those guys coming back meant for this secondary, and especially the younger guys behind them?
Yeah, I got three. I got Lane McCollum, Deontay, Cam Taylor, and four. And I got Markel Dismute. So those guys can't explain how proud I am of those guys. Being able to take my coaching, style, and those guys have done so much, been in so many football games, experienced so much since they've been here. Their room has been, the culture of that secondary room, it started with those guys. So to watch those guys play their last game at home, it's going to be emotional for me, especially, but it's going to also be rewarding to watch them go out there and play the game that they love. And then what's most important for those guys right now, and what I appreciate about those guys is being so resilient. Their senior season hasn't been exactly how they wanted it, but you won't be able to tell it by the way they play. They're going to play hard. They're going to play the way they're supposed to be played, and they're going to play hard. So,
what kind of trickle-down effect can that have on those younger guys when they see those older players, like you said, be so resilient?
Well, I think it's a good message to send to a younger player. Like I said, it's all about the culture, and it's about the opportunity, not about the situation. And then win, lose, or draw, and the opportunities for you to play the game. There's a lot of kids and unfortunate people don't get a chance to play. They love it so much they don't get a chance to play it, but they do. And just be able to play it the right way. Just send messages to people that can't even play it, that want to play it, and also guys that want to play it that don't know how to play it. So they send a lot of different messages that way. So that's more important to me.
I know you're excited about Buford among those younger guys, but who else in that group that that came in this year or even in their second year that we haven't seen on the field as much? Do you think is going to have an opportunity when these guys play out?
Braxton Clark, Buford, especially Buford. I don't want to leave anybody out, but there, a lot of guys they peak at different times, But Buford has been the guy that came in his first play during the summer, had a torn ACL, and he's overcome that, and you won't be able to tell that he's torn his ACL. So it's guys like him that's, because of the older guys being so resilient, because the older guys has the culture in the room, he wasn't going down the slippery slide and fading away because of injury and stuff like that. He just jumped right back up, and he's gotten stronger because of it, and then he's playing great football as well as a freshman. So you'll see some of those guys probably, I anticipate those guys skipping the sophomore look and look like older guys, but just by the way they carried themselves their freshman year.
How do you think you guys tackled on Saturday?
Not good enough. To be honest with you, I think a couple times we're in place to make easy tackles, and then just the mental part of the game crept in, I guess, and maybe trying to throw the shoulders in and make some tackles. Just some guys that just normally don't do that, so to answer the question, it's always something in the game that I wish I can take back in every game. Whether we play lights out on defense, I'm always trying to find something. But I don't answer these questions I don't answer these questions a lot about the way that those players were trying to, made those mistakes on a couple tackles. So it was easy fix. They knew it, easy fix. And then there was a lot of times in the game where the same players, all right, was very physical on those plays, even more physical plays. And to be honest with you, some of the missed tackles in that game were easy missed tackles. And some tackles that were in the game that they actually made were hard tackles to make. So it's just, just a coaching point. At this point of the season, it's very important for me that I don't beat my guys up. And it's very important to me that I lift my guys up. So, I lifted them up. I make the corrections. I lift my guys up. And we keep moving. And we keep moving because at the end of the day, mistakes are made on the professional level as well. All right. But, if you can take a mistake and you can correct a mistake and you can keep moving, that's how you become a pro. So it's my job to develop the guys the way they need to be developed. And so, I think we got the point across to those guys that we need to focus in a little bit more on some of those easy tackles and then and make them because it helps us out.
When you say easy tackles, what's an easy tackle?
An easy tackle to me is when, your body is in position to just wrap up legs and just get a guy down instead of just trying to knock him out. It's just, knockout word is not a good word right now because of, the temperature of the game. But you know what I mean? Like you want to really make somebody feel you on a tackle versus just get them down. There's a couple times in the game where you just this close to a guy, you can just get him down on the ground, wrap him up, let the big guys come help you out. That's what easy tackles. Hard tackles are open in space. It's just you and the ball carrier. He got a lot of wiggle room. He can go here, or he can run through you, and then you got to make a hard tackle. So it's a lot of times in the game where there was in that situation where a guy broke and, hey, boy, it's just you and him, and you got to get him down. And so that was the hard tackle. There's a couple times where, just every ball carriers in between different people, and you just right next to him, you just grab his legs and let everybody come in and run to the football and get him down. And those are easy tackles. And that's when, guys need to just get them down instead of just trying to, make them feel it a little bit. So.
Travis, how much of a challenge has existed for you guys the last 2 weeks? I know you were close. The defensive coaches were close with the offensive coaches who got let go after the Ohio State game.
Yeah, what was your question again?
How much of a challenge has existed for you guys just to go about your business to get ready for these last couple of games without those four coaches?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. I've been with this staff for 6 years, and then to be working with someone for 6 years and get to know their families and see little babies, grow up. It's challenging to not see those guys and understand the situation that those families are in at this point. And the nature of the game as well. The nature of the game, things that happen throughout the season, plays a factor in a lot of different stuff, a lot of different things. So it's been tough. At the end of the day, man, we all do it for the kids. We don't do it for ourselves. And so what's most important that while we're going through what we're going through, it's most important to show some resilience as coaches and be able to coach these kids through these seasons and get these kids, help these kids try to reach the dreams that they have. So.
Hey, with Iowa being another physical team like Wisconsin was, how excited then will your players be to show that tackling situation was just a one-time thing?
I mean, be honest with you, we've played so many tough teams, and every team we've played has been physical. So every team that we haven't played a team yet that just walked out and said, hey, we're going to let you guys take advantage of us. So every team that we've played this year has been tough. Every team that we've played has been physical. We don't play popcorn football here. We play, the top of the top. We love it. We embrace it. And for the most part in this season, I can lift my head up the way we played on defense. How that defense is rised up to a higher level against great opponents. So we're not where we want to be, but we're definitely going in the right direction. So I do not think that it'll be no different than the last game. Only thing that I appreciate that these guys just go out the right way, and go out the right way, meaning play their tails off, all right, play for the university, play for their families, and play for the people that can't play this game. that want to play this game. So that's what's most important to me, and make sure they're smiling and having a bunch of fun while they're doing it as well. So,
what has Cam maybe showed this year that he hadn't to this point in his career here?
All the things I just named. Like, Cam plays. Cam is not perfect. Cam makes mistakes. But Cam will make a mistake, and then the next play, he's smiling because he knows it was just a mistake. He's ready for the next opportunity. All right. So he's very resilient, and then also he's very tough. I thought that was last week's game was the most physical game he's played this year. I mean, you're talking about 245-pound running back that Cam is having to tackle. He's a 190-pound kid and playing corner. So not only have to step up in the run game, he pancaked the tight end, all right, last week in the Wisconsin game. You're talking about a corner that not only has to cover the deep ball, he has to stop the ball from going, deep down the field for touchdowns, but also have to step up in the run game. He's willing to do both. So I think that, when you're talking about that kid, he's a special player because he's willing to step up in any part of the game, whether it's special teams, whether it's defense, whether it's the run game, whether it's the pass game. So,
What sort of challenges does Iowa's passing game present?
hey, they got great players. One thing about this conference, they got great players. So they got guys, they got threats, and not to be taken lightly. You need to pay attention to them. Good quarterback. Right now, in and out of different quarterbacks, but both of them are good to me. Both of them are very good football players. Obviously, we played against one, before, but the other one is a very good football player. So they got great receivers on the outside. They got a very good tight end, a very good running back that catches balls as well this year. Caught more balls this year than he's done last year. So we know what we're facing. At the end of the day, we want to play this game the right way. We want to play this game for the university. We want to play this game for our families. We want to play this game for the people that can't play this game that want to play it. So there'll be some passion involved in it.
You played before, you played part of rivalries. What's different about the energy around a rivalry game?
To me, it's just, the university. It's just, the university, It's all involved. It all has to do with the university and, how the rivalry started and, all of that stuff and the fire you get behind rivalry games and stuff like that. So, get the players up. The players are ready to go. The energy is there. The fans is there. The energy is there. So, rivalry games I think is great. But for me, as a coach, and then the culture that I said in the room, every game is a rivalry game. Just coaching the secondary, people are trying to score a touchdown on you every single play. So treat everything like it's a rivalry game. So just coaching the secondary is just a position that one small mistake is a touchdown. So it's not like any other positions where you can make a mistake and then someone, D lineman make a mistake, linebackers cover up for it, linebacker make a mistake, secondary cover up for it, secondary make a mistake is touchdown. And so just having that, knowing that and, and understanding that, then every game is a rivalry game to me.
We talked to Coach Frost a bunch about you guys looking to the transfer portal and the JUCO maybe after this season. What does it take to come in, flourish in Travis Fisher's defensive back room at that position?
The want, the desire to be coached, the want to be coached, the want to be great, and everything else comes behind that. Want to get your degree, and everything else comes behind that. Once the secondary stuff gets behind you, then usually the main thing becomes the main thing, and you just start growing with the game and the sport. So whether it's guys out of the portal, whether it's guys that are transferring from junior colleges, whether it's high school kids that are coming in here that are just already kind of polished, the same thing, the same philosophy, in my opinion.
You mentioned earlier the guys who are going for big hits instead of just wrapping up. In your experience, why does that happen? Why do you guys go for big hits instead of just wrapping up? now?
Well, it has a lot to do with the physicality of the game. You know, physicality of the game says, hey man, if I see a guy, I get a guy, and you want to be very physical. Just some guys are just very physical. You know, it's one thing to try to explode into a player, that's not what you want to do. That's not the football, the way the game is played now. Okay, but it's one thing to have the mentality, and it's one thing to shy away from a tackle, where you're just trying to throw your little shoulder in there because you're really trying to shy away from a tackle. And that's where I got to get you off the field, all right? Well, to answer your question, it's hard to take the aggression out of a player. And you don't want to take too much aggression out of a player, so you try to keep the aggression in the player, but teach them how to make that same play without bad technique. So, what you witnessed last week was bad technique on a couple of those plays, but great aggression. So.
Anything else? Coach Fisher?